The ocean. It's where God got the idea for Jake Gyllenhaal's eyes. For people who work the seas, life is filled with countless dangers. There's drowning, getting impaled by a fishing hook, or getting tricked out of your voice by an octopus lady. But now, one Massachusetts fisherman has discovered a whole new safety hazard.
This morning, a Cape Cod lobster man is telling the ultimate whale tale.
A man says he was nearly eaten by a whale, but then he lives to tell the story, and here's how it goes. This is lobster diver Michael Packard. He says he was briefly swallowed by a humpback whale near Cape Cod.
Packard estimates he was inside the whale's mouth for about 30 seconds before it spit him out.
I was thrown from his mouth. He was shaking his head, trying to eject me out of his mouth.
Some are dismissing the story as a fishtale, but experts are explaining how it's very much possible.
Oh, boring. A whale swallowed you and spit you out? Big deal. If you want to impress me, you come out the other end. And you know, I'm sure this guy is glad that he's alive, but on some level, he's got to feel bad, you know? I mean, because whales eat anything, and it still spit you out? That's got to bruise your ego a little bit, you know, to know that you're the human equivalent of black licorice. Blah. And a lot of people are questioning whether this story actually happened. People are saying it couldn't have happened. People are saying his injuries are fake. People, look, no one really knows. You know, maybe whales swish humans around and spit them out like people do at a wine tasting. I'm getting hints of Boston. But if you ask me, there's a decent chance that this dude is just trying to cover up the fact that he was having an affair with a whale. Yeah, you know, he came home smelling like whale one night and shit went down. No, honey, it's not what you think. A whale tried to eat me. Oh, really? Then what about this voicemail on your phone? The best night of her life? Explain that, Jerry! Let's move on now to the coronavirus pandemic. It's that guest at a house party who just won't leave. We're now entering month 18 of the pandemic, and once again, there is good news and badder news.
This morning, a new vaccine is showing promising results. Novavax releasing data from phase 3 clinical trials, saying its COVID vaccine's overall efficacy reached 90% and is 100% effective in preventing moderate and severe disease.
The vaccine approval news comes as a troubling variant, first discovered in India, is spreading rapidly around the world. Experts believe it is the most infectious yet and may be associated with an increase in severity.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is expected to push back plans to lift lockdown restrictions in his country due to the spread of the highly contagious Delta COVID-19 variant. Lockdown restrictions were originally to end in the UK on June 21st, but the opening up could be delayed for up to 4 weeks.
Oh, damn it, coronavirus, just stay down. Why would you just stay down? Oh, this virus has had more reboots than Godzilla. And this variant sounds like it might be the worst of them all. Which is why I'm surprised that they named it Delta and not Spirit. Seriously though, people, they really need to work on the names of these new COVID strains. Because the Delta variant doesn't sound serious. It sounds like a straight-to-DVD action film starring Steven Seagal. It's what Netflix suggests you watch because they don't have any of the Jason Bourne movies. On the plus side though, and this was the good news I was telling you about, we might be getting a brand new effective vaccine soon. And this new vaccine is different because it doesn't use the new mRNA technology that some people don't trust, which is great because now anti-vaxxers will have to come up with a whole new bullshit excuse not to get it. Hashtag winning. And finally, the American school system. It's where kids learn how to read, write, duck, and cover. One of the biggest education debates right now is over the best way to teach about America's history with racism. And now Florida has come up with an interesting solution. Just don't.
Critical race theory movement in the headlines as Florida becomes the latest state to ban schools from teaching about systemic racism.
Legal scholars argued individual intentions can't be proven, but as a framework, racism is baked into our social systems and psychology. On Thursday, the Florida Board of Education banned critical race theory in its schools.
I think it'll cause people to think of themselves more as a member of a particular race or based on skin color rather than based on the content of their character.
There's no national mandate saying this curriculum needs to be taught in public schools, but at least 5 Republican-led states have now officially banned the theory from public education.
Wow, this is crazy. Florida isn't just banning teaching about systemic racism, they're doing it while quoting Martin Luther King Jr. I don't know if you guys know this, but systemic racism was kind of MLK's whole thing. You know, if you want to talk about MLK without teaching about systemic racism, then you're just quoting some guy who liked to take long walks for no reason. Also, I love that the governor of Florida said that he's doing this so that people will think of themselves based on the content of their character. You sure you want people in Florida doing that? Don't judge me because I'm white. You judge me because I'm a registered sex offender who runs an underground octopus fighting ring out of my minivan. Well, technically it's my mom's minivan, but those are just semantics. But you know what? After a little bit of introspection, I actually realized, guys, that Ron DeSantis is right. We need to find a way to teach American history that isn't so divisive. Yeah, because every time we talk about history, there's racism, and then we can't talk about the history. And you know what? I've decided to help be part of the solution by making a video for Florida to show in their classrooms. Hey boy, you better get to work picking that cotton. But why only me? Is it because I'm black? Now, it's not about that. It's about an economic system that may not be perfect, but is based on universal principles stated in the Declaration of Independence. I know you keep saying that. It just seems strange that there's no white people picking cotton. Wow, again with the race. You need to stop reducing people to their skin color, my friend. You're the real racist here, nigger. You're right, Massa. I apologize for making you feel uncomfortable. I forgive you, boy. We all make mistakes.